everyone, my name is Saksham Dikshit and this is my channel Pentest Diaries. So today I'll make another video in the same series, and in this video itself I'll try to cover what are the major 18 Linux command which we can consider as a dangerous command itself, and if you're not use it carefully on Linux machine, if you are handling a Linux machine itself, you're working on a Linux machine, and if you are not handling these commands carefully, then definitely some disaster will happen on your server or on your system itself, where exactly whatever the things are Linux based systems you are utilizing it. So I'll try to cover the pros also and cons for it, and I will cover all 18 commands. I hope you're able to understand the stuffs. Like once I'll make you understand, and if you have any doubt at the end of this video, so please let me know in the comment section of this video. Okay, so going further with that, so I'll start with the 7, then we'll go to the next page, and then we'll have to cover others also. So I'll start with the first most important command itself, which I can call it as a star rm space hyphen rf, and or I can call it as rm space hyphen rf. So it will delete the entire directory recursively starting from the root directory itself. So if we fire this command by this way itself, whatever we have it inside of whatever the path we are mentioning, it will delete everything. So it's like we are using a RM and then the path, then in that case couple of cases you're getting the error, like it will not delete it as the folders are not empty, directory is not empty. But if you are mentioning hyphen RF, everything will be getting deleted. So make sure whenever you are using this command, make sure you have to mention appropriate file directory which you want to get a delete. If you have not mentioned it appropriately, then in that case it will delete from the root directory itself completely. So that was a bigger problem if you are using this command. Going further with that, if you are using another command that we call it as a chmod 777 and that path itself, whatever the file or the directory you want to give the permission at 777, this is most dangerous. So what I'm telling you, like at any point of time, if your system is get compromised and if you have provided such type of write, so it's a write of root level writes you're providing to some folder or the file itself. So don't go with that itself. Like you will have to provide 755 is a permission for it. Don't go for 7777. That was the extreme highest privileges you are providing to any file and folder. So it's having a write, execution and read all the permission on a higher level itself. That was one of the thing. Recommendation is 755. Don't go for 777 itself. If you are running with that itself, definitely in future aspects, if anyone is get compromised, like your system is get compromised, definitely the person can utilize this permission which you are assigning it to your the directory or to the file itself, and the person can delete that also. That was one of the things as per the permissions that person is having it. Going further with that, if we have to mention chown space hyphen r and then the user, then using this we are trying to change the ownership of all the files itself. So changes ownership of all the files and subdirectory recursively under the specified directory itself. If you try to change the ownership, you are using a chown hyphen r, and then you have to mention a user, and then you have to mention the directory which you wanted to be get it change. If you do that incorrectly, users can lead to unintended permission changes. So that's also one of the, like the example, if you are trying to do it and something you have mentioned it in a wrong way itself, it may get it impact the permissions and maybe you are not able to access that anymore. That was one of the thing. Make sure when you are running this command, like this command is not having any harm over there itself if you are using it appropriately. If you are using it not in appropriate way, definitely it will create a problem for you. Okay, and going to the fourth command, that is rm space hyphen r, and if you mention slash, then definitely it will delete all the content which is present in root, as slash specified a root. Okay, which we have discussed above also, and I'm talking over here itself. Now this is also one of the command I can say, like if you run this command, okay, so by this way itself, what exactly is happening, this will download the script, a bash script, and even it get executed also. So along with that, to get it download and get it execute also. So what exactly is happening, download and execute the script from the remote location with the root privileges. This is highly risky as it can install malicious software or modify the critical system files itself. So that's one of the concern. If you're downloading it and run that file itself, it may lead some malicious content to be get pushed on your system itself, and it may change the permissions or content of the files. Anything can be like any files will be get corrupted, anything can be happen. So that's also one of the dangerous thing. If you're trying to get it download, make sure you're aware about thing like wheresoever you're trying to get it download the file, it should be appropriate, the content should be appropriate, then only try to get it execute. Don't execute at the same time while you're downloading it. Download it, just check that, and then try to run it. Or you can try to get a test in a simulated environment first, instead of running directly on a production or dev environment where you are just making more impact as comparison. If you are running on a simulated environment, definitely it's having a less impact on it. Going further with it, this is one of the dangerous command. I can say sixth command is a dangerous command. If you have run this command by this way itself, you are writing 0 to your entire disk. If you want your disk to be written with a 0, completely the whole data will be get it flushed away, then by that way you can run this command. I am not executing these commands on my Linux machine, but the thing is that this is just for the introduction purpose. Like these things are just for I can say that for the knowledge. I just wanted everyone should be aware about it, so that this is nothing like I want you to use these commands in enterprise environment. It's just for your knowledge. You can use these commands, or the thing is that you have to avoid these commands. So these are the precautions I'm just giving it from my side, which you have to take care at the time of using these commands. Going further with that, with this seventh one, so this is a type of bomb. I can say that a malicious command that continuously using any processes, and it continuously using the process till that level it's unavailable to use. That was, or it's a crash, unresponsive or crashed. Till then this that process will be get consumed using this command. If you trigger this command, it becomes as a bomb. It work like a bomb. It as a malicious content, and it's keep on triggering that process, keep on triggering to the process till that process become unresponsive or crashed. It exploits the shell ability to recursively call the function. So it continuously calling that process or function itself till it will crash completely. Okay, that is the main reason behind it. And make sure never ever use such type of command. If you are even if you are like anyone is anti with you and you want to make any harm to the person, then also don't use this. This will harm a lot, and in couple of cases your production setup will be get it down if you are running in this way. And if you are an internal guy, definitely you can impact in too much to the server itself. Going to the next section, this is the echo malicious code and that bash. So what exactly is happening with the 8th command? If you write any malicious code and you are just pushing that using the echo, you're pushing to a bash RC, then in that case, whenever you are log into your system itself, every time that malicious code will be get it executed. So if any attacker get it compromised and run in such a way itself, then whenever you get it login, that person have the full control on it. So whatever the malicious code, it depends on it, whatever control you get it. Okay, that's also one of the thing. So make sure don't run the such type of command, and this I'm sure about it, no one will run it on their own system, but attacker can do that. That was the reason we have to be get it define the appropriate condition rules, privileges to our users, so that we can prevent such type of thing. Okay, going further with another command where we just trying to search the file having the permission 777. So using this, I'll try to search executable file with the permission 777 itself, and it's a whole section itself. I'll try to get it search. With this, I can able to get it identify. I can use that file also. In couple of cases, when we're trying to get it compromised with a low privilege, we can utilize the permission and go for the higher privilege itself. That was the reason we are using such type of command, just to get it identify the files having a higher permissions. Going further with that, if I'll try to run this command, so this is dangerous even for slash, also even for the /var/logs. Run this command. By this I can remove all the logs present on my machine. So that is the thing, like by that way you can't retrieve those logs if you run this command. So make sure at the time when you're running this command, you're not running on your production or your dev environment where you want the logs later on itself. Okay, this is just for a knowledge purpose, not for anything else. If you run this command -r, or you are moving it, so make sure that this was like if you are running similar like rf -rm space -rf, if these commands can override or delete commands. So it's just for the copy purpose, and MB is for that removing it, cut it from that place and put it somewhere else itself. So that's the functionality. That's also get it impact in another way if we are utilizing in a wrong way. Like take example, if we do not have an appropriate permission and we wanted that to be get it deleted, like things that we were using the MB files, and that file which you want to get it copied, we're not supposed to get it moved, then in that case definitely it will impact either to the application or to the server in couple of cases itself. So that was one other thing. Make sure when you're using these commands, it should be you're aware about it, how exactly what's the impact of this file when you're trying to get it trigger that. Going further with that, this is also one of the commands, chmod -r777, which we have already discussed about it. I think I've repeated that command once again. So over here itself, what exactly is happening? Over here itself, when we run this command, then definitely we're trying to change the permission and make it as a 777, as we already discussed about it. We're not supposed to make any file and directory as a 777, as we do not want to provide the permission to that level. We max to max the permission we have to give it as 755. So that was the max permission we can give it. Sudo is also one of the command which we can say that normally like su we have to use. So like whenever you are doing anything, you simply have to use sudo instead of you have to switch user su command directly to switch user to a root or whatever the privileged user. So that's also one of the thing. Like make sure when you are using a su command or doing any activity or sudo -s itself, make sure whatever the things you are doing it from your side, it should be appropriate. Don't do anything which may impact the whole server. That was the thing, that was the reason behind it. Most of the guys not having a root level rights, they are just using it with the credentials itself, so that the administrator can prevent the server from unwanted activity. Going further with that, if you're talking about the ping command, so ping command is also one of the thing I can say that for the DOS we can utilize it just for checking that status of that NIC card which you're trying to get it reach. That is one of the purpose for it. But if you want a ping command to conduct the DOS attack, then in that case whatever the package you are payloads you're trying to get it sent from your machine, if you increase the size, definitely you will impact the target server whom you're trying to ping, and by that way itself your like target will be unresponsive, like after some time it's unreachable itself, you're not getting that appropriate response. Just because of that you have sent it so many packets and the load of the payload is too high, the server can't bear it. That was one of the thing, and this will lead to the DOS attack, I can say the denial of service attack. Going further with that, if we are using a netcat is one of the things to just take a shell like control of it. Take example, if you are making a listener using a netcat or the nc command itself, and by that way if you have a limited label shell, you just wanted that to be a stable shell, then in that case nc will be get a trigger. If you want to trigger something from your from the application and think like you get the shell, that is also one of the things. So you can utilize these commands. This may get impact if you have installed the nc on your machine itself. If someone take a control, and definitely that person can use the nc, internal nc, and trigger that command, and from the base machine itself, that person is trying to get it connect the internal and the out external nc, and by that way that person can get the control of it. So this is a dangerous in the context if you have get it installed on a server and that person can utilize the nc. That person is aware about it, whether this package is present on the server or not. Going further with that, wget or the curl, this is also one of the commands just to get it download any URL. Wget we have already discussed about it to get the download and get it, even we can run that command also, like script also. Curl also one of the things just to see like any page what exactly the output is supposed to get it, we can run that. Even we in couple of cases with the customization we can download the file also using the curl. So that's also one of the thing in a favorable way just to check the status, that's okay. But if you are going beyond that, definitely it may impact. So normally curl is not by default you're getting on a Linux server, you have to install this package. Even in case of wget also, you have to be sure about it when you're trying to get it download any file on your machine before using it, and don't go with that download along with that just to get it execute that file also. Okay, the next command is a history space pipe and then sh. This is one of the dangerous command. If the person is run this command, then definitely whatever the activity you did it so far itself, even if any malicious activity did it, using this command you can trigger that once again. So even if a person is not aware about it, if this command is get triggered, take example, I have run this some command rm something like that, and that's been a history. If I trigger this command, then definitely the whole history I have it, that to be get it triggered automatically once again back, it may impact. So if any malicious script which I have run it over there itself, or any unwanted, I can say that any command which is not at all we wanted to be get a trigger anywhere else, that to be get a triggered using this command. And the last one is the fdisk/dev, and this is the one which we have to mention as SDF file itself, like it's a volume itself which you have to define it. This is one of the thing at the time of creation of the partition itself. Make sure when you are using this command, you have to define the stuffs clearly, otherwise it may impact or corrupt the volume, and by that way whatever the data you have it inside of that volume, it may you may lose it. So that was the reason behind it. Make sure when you're using this command, it should be appropriate syntax, you have to get it used. If it's get corrupted in between of it during the process, it may impact the whole data which you have it on your volume or on a disk. So these are the things. Now there are 4 points which I just want to make you understand before concluding this whole video. So these commands are not bad, but the thing is that if you're not aware about the power of it, then that is a bigger problem. If you're not aware about the power of it, of rm command, then definitely if you're using on a wrong place that command, that definitely it may get impact the whole infrastructure, or I can say that whole server get impacted with that command. If you are trying to run the rm in a control environment, then definitely you can do that, like inside of particular folder if you want to delete some file, that's okay. But if you're running it for the entire directory or for the entire root, then in that case definitely it will delete the whole content which you're not looking for it. Always understand what a command does before using it. That's most important. Like you should know like what exactly the impact and what exactly the purpose of the command and what you're supposed to get out of that command when you run that command itself. And using that, how exactly you can get that using the man command. Like in Linux we have the option, we can simply have to type man and we have to put the command. By that way we get the whole description about it, what exactly this command will do on Linux, everything, whole details about it, we can get it very easily. If you're not sure about it, make sure you have to go with the man, understand that command impact and purpose of that command, and then go for it, that run this command. Don't go with that without knowing anything about it. Run this on directly on a server and get impact the server, and never execute the command you do not fully understand itself. So that's most important. Understand that, then only run it. So by following these guidelines and exercising a caution, you can minimize the security risk associated with these powerful Linux commands. So make sure, like whenever you are using Linux servers and you are using these commands especially, or other commands also which may be missed by me, so make sure that you have to be very careful about it. You should know what exactly the purpose of it. If you're not, make sure you have to go through the proper channel, either to the forums or the Linux forums itself. Just understand the command. Even with the man command you can get the understanding on what exactly the purpose of this command, then only execute it. Okay, that's the only purpose, which a motive I'm having it, just to make you understand about it, share this knowledge with you, so that no one can use any unwanted command on a Linux server. So that's all about this stuff. I just want to get it covered in this video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. Thank you so much once again. Take care. Bye bye.